What's going on, world? DS1 Ross. I'm back. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who support me. Support Sheep Stay Sleep Live. You know. Shout out to everybody who support their people. Shout out to everybody who support the real. So tonight, family, we got another show for y'all. Of course. And tonight we're gonna talk about Photoshop beauty. Photoshop beauty. And I came up with this topic from all of the things I see that go on social media with these pictures and videos and all of these things that's getting a lot of us men and women caught up. You know, a lot of us men like these photoshopped, beautified pictures that we see. You know, and it's gotten to a point to where it's hard for us to tell what's natural now. You know, it's kind of difficult to tell a difference now, y'all. It's kind of difficult. I'm not even gonna lie. You can't really tell if a girl picture's photoshopped or not. You even in person, you can't really tell if her ass is really real anymore. Is the lines are being blurred, you know. I know how a real ass feel. Uh, you know, sexually, I know how a real ass would feel. But as far as just seeing it, it's hard to tell a difference now. Especially the ones that's getting the real good implants. It's hard to tell. It's very rare now that you see a woman's actual face in public. A lot of women walk the street wearing makeup. They're walking around photoshopped. That's why I named it Photoshop Beauty. And we also gonna touch on, you know, the backlash that Kendrick Lamar has been getting from these feminists, just from recent statements that he made in a song. So we're gonna touch on that tonight too, family. But it's a big problem out here with this Photoshop thing, y'all. This Photoshop thing has become, it's became so normal that, like I said, it's getting difficult for us men to really judge what's real and what's not. It's getting real difficult, man. You know. And then it's like we see these women on a computer, and then we walk outside, and the women want to look the same. They want to look like the women that we see on the computer. Is it because this is what men like? I got a lot of questions tonight, family. You know, is are our women gravitating to this because they think that this is what we're into? Or are they just socialized into looking like other women? And I say that because even down to the weave, You know, they don't have African. Well, if they do, I don't know. But most of the women here that I see, they have in their hair is Brazilian, Indian, Peruvian. You know, I don't see too much or never even heard of African weave. You know, so is it us men going after this image, or is it the fact that our women is being socialized into looking like other women? You know, so I got a lot of questions tonight, y'all. So, you know, I definitely think this is a topic that we need to talk about because it goes into our image of oneself. It goes into the image of us, of how we look at each other too. You know, I notice a lot of black women have self-esteem issues. Is it because of society, or is it because we don't show our women that much affection to make them feel that pretty? Or is it a mixture of both? You know, because I don't never put everything on just a woman or a man. You know, I believe it's always a dual thing. So I feel like this is a discussion that needs to be had, you know, and especially the thing that's going on with the brother Kendrick. You know, here we go again. These black feminists attacking another black man because he rendered his voice. And every time he speak up, there's always some black woman there to try to tear him down. And I actually think that the brother says something to empower black women, you know, but these black feminists think that when black men say something about a black woman, we trying to control them. We trying to tell them how they should be. You know, they're not looking at it as, you know, this brother honors us and he want us to do better, you know. So these feminists are taking the approach that Kendrick don't have the right to say how black women should look. But if y'all same black women turn around and say, y'all, y'all dress the way y'all dress, y'all wear the things y'all wear to appease black men, but when a black man speak up about it, it's a problem. So tonight, y'all, this is a conversation that needs to be had because there's a lot of black men out here that feel like Kendrick. You know, a lot of us is we're tired of the fake shit. We're tired of the facades. You know, we tired of waking up with a different person in the morning than we went to bed with last night. We tired of that. A lot of us are, you know, but I also a lot of men who play into that shit too. You know, the image that's being portrayed is the image of beauty. Play into that a lot, you know. And I actually think there's a lot more men that like natural beauty. It's just that that's not glorified. That's not portrayed in the media. What's portrayed in the media is entertainers and athletes because they try to use those men to represent black men and actors and athletes. So whatever they say the standard of beauty is has to be the standard of beauty for all black men. You have the Photoshop women running around. because all the men that's quote unquote of importance got a woman on their arm that look like a chick off Instagram. A lot of these dudes are getting their women from Instagram. So we got to understand how deep this programming goes and how deep social programming affects us as a people. Because a lot of times we're losing who we are as a people. We're losing the essence of us. You know, this generation that's growing up now, they don't they don't value beauty. You know, beauty don't even come out of their mouths. You know, so we gotta bring that back, and men and women have to do that. It's a dual job, man. So when men like Kendrick Lamar stand up and speak on certain things, a lot more women should be congratulating his brother. See, a lot of our black women, when black men do stand up and do certain things, y'all say, by time. Y'all take that approach. Y'all don't congratulate the brother. Y'all don't make the brother feel good for doing what he did. This is why it's easy for the whole feminist squad to come in and demean everything he done, you know, and try to make the brother look like what he said was irrelevant, basically, because they want to keep painting this picture of him because he's a rapper. They want to keep putting him in that box, you see? But the brother has constantly showed that he's not in that box. He don't think like that. But they want to keep putting him in this box. So what we got to do is we got to start honoring brothers that step up and speak on topics like this. Brothers and sisters, we got to start standing behind them. So that's why I'm doing this show, because I want to know out there how many people agree with Kendrick. How many sisters agree with Kendrick? How many sisters think that Kendrick shouldn't have an opinion on it? How many brothers agree with Kendrick? How many brothers think he shouldn't have an opinion about it? You know, Photoshop beauty. Photoshop beauty. Because I feel like Instagram has set the standard of beauty nowadays. If your girl don't look like she from Instagram, she ain't bad. That's the new standard of beauty. Instagram. You meet a new girl, you put her on your Instagram. And if she get a certain amount of likes, she bad. You see? Photoshop beauty. It's gotten to a point where women are photoshopping their pictures just for likes. Just for likes. Instagram that made people feel beautiful. A fucking app. A app, family. Do we see how the programming is now? Do we see how deep it really can go? You got girls on here trying to look pretty for Instagram, but they don't feel pretty nowhere else. You know? They'll dress up in their house to take a million pictures to put on Instagram. For what? Artificial beauty, y'all. So I definitely want to get the family's opinion on this topic because it's something that us men and women need to talk about because we got to get this shit together because this is just another facet on why we can't get it together as men and women. This is just another form of it, y'all. So I'm gonna put the link out there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. By the way, shout out to all of y'all. You know, good looking on the check-in. I'm glad y'all came through. You know, and y'all could come and join the conversation, men and women, because men and women need to talk about this. Shout out to Munchie. Shout out to Water Sniper. Shout out to my man John Doe. Shout out to my brother Boss. Shout out to Africa Black. Shout out to the sister Jade, 118. Peace to everybody that's in the chat right now. You know, I put the link out there. Peace to Geneva. How you doing? I put the link out there. If anybody want to come through and chime in, you definitely can. But let me pull up this article about Kendrick real quick, y'all. And I'm gonna just read it to y'all real quick. This is from jetlagtv.com. Posted April 3rd, 2017. It says, Kendrick has always been known to speak his mind, and this time it didn't go so well for him. On K-Dot's most recent single, Humble, he spoke out against the idea that women have to look perfect to be beautiful. And he says, I'm so fucking sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like an afro on Richard Pryor. Show me something natural like ass with stretch marks. Feminists have given Kendrick a hard time saying that a woman appearance isn't for themselves. It's for themselves, not the approval of men. Kendrick seemed to have good intentions that were just misunderstood. So, as we could see, family, he's just stating what a lot of men has always said. That's all he's doing. He's stating the fact that a lot of us men are tired of the Photoshop shit. We tired of our women thinking that they got to be perfect to look beautiful. We like flaws in our women. It's nothing wrong with stretch marks. It's nothing wrong with a love handle. You see? And our women have to stop thinking that the standard of beauty is only based on your appearance. See, being beautiful is a package. It's not, you know, one thing. It's multifaceted. And we tired of our women looking like the women on Instagram. We tired of the Instagram women. And he's a rapper. So you know he see that shit every day. Every time he go out to do a show, them women come out like that. You know, and honestly, men are getting tired of it. Because where's the variety? It's slim pickings nowadays. Because all y'all women are starting to look the same. How do I tell the difference between you and you? Y'all got the same shit on. You see, so what's how can I know what's best for me? How can I make the best choice? You see, so this is a big issue, you know? But then you got the women that'll turn around and say, well, what about the men who like those type of women? And that's true, because a lot of men do. I can't deny that. A lot of men do like these Photoshop type of women, you know? But I think a lot of times it's an ego thing. They use those women to promote themselves. That's just what I believe. So the standard of beauty is at an all-time low. I'm low. Because whenever you gotta sit there and mix makeups and put on all this stuff so you can feel attractive, that's a problem. That's a problem. And when our women dress up like this, who are they trying to who are they trying to imitate? That's what I want to know. Who who are our women trying to look like? Because I believe our women are the most beautiful women. I believe our women set the standards for beauty. I believe every woman in the world wants to look like black women. So why are our women trying to look like something else? Why? I don't get it. You see? And it's actually starting to turn a lot of men off. A lot of brothers I'm dealing with, they getting tired of it. They just starting to not even be bothered with even trying to talk to these types of women because it's like a waste of time. It's like a waste of time, man. With all this makeup and all this shit. Look like yourself. Be yourself. That's what we like. That's what we like. Why should I have to wake up with a woman and her whole face is on a pillow? Why? I shouldn't have to go to sleep with a clown that night. Take that shit off. That don't attract me. It doesn't. And it's starting to turn off a lot of brothers because a lot of y'all women that be putting on a lot of this makeup too, y'all starting to look like transsexuals. You see? This is why y'all need to go back and start looking like yourselves anyway. Because the lines are being blurred. This makeup can make these dudes look like women. And a lot of these dudes is getting caught out there dealing with these Photoshop females. Then come to find out, you've been dealing with a Photoshop male. They done Photoshopped his ass into a woman. You see? So this Photoshop fake this whole cosmetic industry is just about vanity. It's about people who need outside things to make themselves feel good. You don't need a mask. You don't need a mask. You don't need to put stuff on your face because you have acne. Change your diet, eat better. You don't need makeup on because of that. So this Photoshop beauty, man, done created a whole new generation. These young girls coming up, they coming up 12 years old wearing makeup. You see? And see, y'all gotta understand what the makeup do to your face and your skin. Wear makeup for 20 years. When you turn a certain age, your face gonna start dropping from the metals that's in the makeup. Stuff is not helping you. When you take the stuff off, you look like a totally different person. We want to know the real you. Real men, we want to know the real you. You can wear a little eyeliner, little lipstick. That's cool. But I don't want you beating your face up before you go on a date with me. I'm not with that. I'm not. You can have your nails done. That's cool. But you ain't gonna be in the mirror for 4 hours beating up your face. That doesn't impress me. That actually turns me off because it must be something inside of you that you hiding, that you trying to cover up with that makeup, that you don't want me to see. You want me to be so focused on your made up face, and your fake ass and your waist trainer body. You want me to be so focused on that. You don't want me to see the real you. You see? And the brother Kendrick for women to go back to the natural selves, because if you look natural, you'll feel natural. Then you'll have some confidence in yourself. You'll have some confidence in yourself because you'll be confident in the way you look. When you look in the mirror, he want to see your ass with some stretch marks. Right. Because brothers can't tell the difference between a fake ass and a real one when we see it. You see? So my thing to the women is, if you want the men to start, liking natural women again, won't you be that example? Don't just run around running your mouth. Be the example of that natural woman, of that natural beauty. Be that example. Because nowadays, us brothers don't have a lot of examples from our women. We don't have those natural examples for us to say, listen, this is why we want this. You see? And see, this goes for the regular sisters, not the famous ones. Because see, the famous sisters, they got a job to do. So they're gonna have to always wear weave and makeup and all that. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the regular sister that come home every day, that go to work, that live a regular life, not a celebrity. Y'all sisters, stop thinking you need MAC lipstick. You don't need that. You know, I know all the dudes like Nikki ass, but her ass is not real. Deal with the ass you have. A brother, deal with it. You know, and brothers, we gotta stop falling for the bullshit too. We gotta get out of our egos. Stop thinking that these fake ass women is trophies. Because that's why we walking around with them. So we could show off to other dudes. Oh, look at my girl. And to me, that's suspect. So we got to get out of that foolish mentality too, black men, because it's all leading to fake shit. You know, shit is getting crazy, man. You even have a lot of these women out here that done lost their lives trying to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of women done died with these body augmentations. A lot of these women walking around with defective body parts now because of these augmentation surgeries. Some women walking around with messed up lips, messed up breasts, you know? They walking around with bot surgeries just so they could post their picture on Instagram. See, I believe Instagram poisoned the minds of our people, man. It turned us into media whores. Now we think every picture we take, we gotta fix it up. I'm putting this on the gram. You know, this shit is an addiction. This is why our women is addicted to wearing makeup, to getting body surgeries, because they know the men are addicted to pressing the like button. See, they gonna keep doing it because we keep liking the shit. We not hitting dislike, we hitting the like button. We commenting, we DMing. So they feeding into it. Oh, like, yeah, I look good. I knew I looked good. I got 300 likes. So it's like we feeding this cancer, because at the core of a lot of these women, they don't feel pretty. They don't feel pretty. You see? What makes them feel pretty is when men hit that like button. That's why the twerk videos are so popular. Because we like that shit. As men, we hitting the like button. We watching it. So that's making them say, oh yeah, it's working. So let me keep wearing the makeup. Let me keep wearing the fake hair. Because it's working for me. But what happens when it stopped working? Because the narrative gonna change. Trust and believe. Because see, these companies follow trends. So it's trendy to have on a whole nother face now. It's gonna go back to women not wearing that stuff again. And that's gonna be fashionable. And that's gonna be trendy. But see, I remember when black women used to set the trends. Now they just following the trends. Everything in the cosmetic world was based on the beauty of a black woman. Now the black woman is behind and she's following. You see? See, our women done let the culture vultures in and take their image from them. Y'all done let Kim Kardashian come in and make big fake asses cool. But remember, it wasn't cool to have a fat ass for black women. Oh, her ass is out of shape. It looked nasty. But Kim Kardashian came and made fake asses cool. She made it cool. So now you got all these black women going to get their asses done. When at one point, having a fat ass was not looked upon as good. Especially black women's asses. But white women always wanted black women's asses. So what they did, they made sure that black men didn't like it, and then they pushed white women in the forefront with big asses. So we can like fat asses still, but not on our women. And now you got young girls trying to be Kim Kardashian. I want a Kim K ass. I want a Nicki Minaj ass. You see? So we got to understand, family, what we dealing with and how they get us to partake in this fake shit. You see? See, at one point, thick women, all thick women were called fat. All of them. If you weighed a certain amount, you were called fat. But they made thick white women cool. So now, and guess how they made the thick white women cool? They stopped calling them fat and started calling them thick. They start calling them BBWs. So now you got all these black women who used to be ashamed of their weight twerking their ass on Instagram. BBW twerk. You see? See how they stealing? They just vultures. They demonize everything we like and then reinvent it for themselves and then make us like it on them. So you called the thick black girl fat, but they made the thick white girl cool. They made her BBW. They call her sexy. So now you used to call these big women fat who were black, but now you calling them thick because society said she not fat no more. She thick now. And now these women is up there shaking their ass. When before they would have never did that. You see? And see, you have that because now you have the power of the Photoshop. So she could make herself look a certain way. She could take her pictures a certain way. She could hold a camera a certain way so you don't see certain shit. It's just a facade. We're falling in love with facades. And that's what we got to understand, family. We don't even like each other no more because we don't even know each other. We don't even see the real person. Photoshop beauty, man. And then what's crazy is how when you try to promote natural beauty, you get demonized. You get demonized. And why is that? Why? Why should we be demonized when we say we tired of the fake titties? We tired of the fake asses. We tired of the fake hair. Why should we be demonized because of that? You see? Why is it that Kendrick was telling women how to look? Why he can't just be telling women, listen, ladies, us, all of us men don't like that shit. Why that can't be the, you know, why that can't be the issue? Why the brother can't just be speaking to an issue that needs to be brought to the light to our women? Don't be afraid to have stretch marks. Don't be afraid to have a little jiggle. Stop seeking perfection. There's beauty in your flaws. You see? This is what the brother was trying to say. He was speaking a whole nother language that these simple-minded ass feminists don't understand. And that's empowerment. Family empowerment. See, a lot of these black feminists, they want to be empowered just for themselves. A lot of them don't believe in the restoration of the black family. See, that's what Kendrick is into. So he speaks to issues that he see that plagues our relationships. And one of those things is the artificial beauty that our women partake in. Because if you get you a Photoshop woman, she gonna want her a Photoshop nigga. She gonna want her the nigga with the $800 belt, with the $600 cell phone, but his drawers is dirty. He got 5 pair of boxes, but he got 50 pair of gold shoes. You see? A Photoshop woman gonna only want a Photoshop guy. You can't be fake and want nothing real. You gonna only attract what you are. So this is why Kendrick was saying, ladies, listen, I want to see your real hair. Take that shit off. I want to see your stretch marks. Stop going to kill yourself to have a perfect shaped ass. It's not worth it. You see? This is what the brother was really trying to say. But of course, a feminist not going to think that. A feminist not going to see that. Every time she hear a black man speak up, first thing she think is, oh, he trying to control me. Well, Photoshop is controlling the minds of our women. How about that? How about Instagram is ruining the perceptions of our women to the point where our men cannot even properly socialize with a normal looking sister? These young girls at their sweet 16s looking like grown ass women because they wearing these stripper clothes. See, that's what Instagram done did. Could make your daughter look like a bartender for her 16 birthday. She looked like she working a strip club because she liked the way it looked. Because that's what she see on Instagram. That's what she see them young boys double tapping on. See, we got to understand what we perpetuating. Go get them something. You see? We got to stop thinking it's all about us. What about our kids? We got to understand that what we showing, our kids are following. What we think is cool, our kids is going to think is cool. So living in this false reality, we got to get up out of it because we can never properly relate. You see? Now you got the mothers out here wanting to dress like the daughters because of this Photoshop Instagram shit. Now the mothers don't even want to look like the mother no more. She want to look like the daughter because she see her daughter pictures get 200 likes. So she want to feel like she's important. So now she holds her daughter up in that bullshit and start paying for the clothing and start dressing like her. And see, what we got to understand too, family, is that it's a behavior that come alongs with this image. And it's a mindset that comes along with it too, far as dealing with our men. See, a lot of our men that like these Photoshop looking women, they don't respect them. They treat them like shit. You see? They get with these women and dog them out because they know at the core of them women don't love themselves. You see? So when a man see a woman that's natural, he evaluates her differently. You see? And I'm not saying every man, a certain type of man, because I don't respect none of that fake shit. Not at all. That shit don't move me at all. That's why I don't go to strip clubs. Because them women don't move me in there. I'm not going to pay your rent because you look good. That makes no sense to me. All that makeup and all that shit don't move me at all. It don't. Do it look nice sometimes? Yeah. But it doesn't move me. I want to know the real you. I want to see the real you. How you really look. How you look when you wake up in the morning. That tells me if you attractive or not. Can I stand looking at you in the morning? And all you got to do is pull up some pictures of these made up women. Go and pull up Jocelyn Hernandez without no makeup. Rihanna without no makeup. Beyonce without any makeup. Nicki Minaj without any makeup. Take all that Photoshop shit off, all that filter. Take all that off. Them women are not even attractive. You see? So what us men is grown to love, we fell in love with an image, with a false image at that. And now what women see how deep we done fell for the shit. And they like, man, this is what dudes like. So this is what I'm gonna do. Know what I'm saying? We got to stop showing our women that this is what we like. Because more women are starting to see that men gravitate to the fake women than the real ones. This is why women rather be artificial and superficial. This is why. We not gonna just sit here and say women is wearing makeup and fake hair because of low self-esteem. We not gonna sit here and just say that. When the men are caught in these fake looking women, a lot of these natural women, they don't get taken out on dates a lot. They want the Netflix and chill. They on those types of dates. But the fake looking girl, she go to Benihana. She go to Mr. Child's. You take the natural girl to Checkers. You take the natural girl to Wingstop, McDonald's. Let's order food in. You don't want to walk her around. But the one that's Instagram worthy, oh, you done spent your whole goddamn check on her, dude. And this is why our women is running toward that image. Because them women are getting courted. Them women are getting cars bought for them, houses bought for them, kids paid tuitions. This is why a lot of our women is running towards that light. And that's why you hear a lot of our women saying, I need me a baller. I need me a rapper. Because they can provide that image that's going to take her to the next level. You see? A lot of our women is partaking in this shit to have a life paid for them. They can have a free life. Not many of these women out here are living, not having to work, kids taking care of everything. Come on, man. These women getting taken on vacations. All of that. They getting their life put in their hands. Listen, you ain't got to do nothing. Just stand there and look good. And this is why women is running to that. Like I said, a Photoshop woman want a Photoshop dude. So if you can't keep up her image, she don't want to deal with you. You see? So you see how now this is fucking up our relationships, family. Because now we don't see no value in one another. See, now a woman that's caught up in that world, she don't see no value in the man who can't upkeep that. Her hair $200-300. You gotta pay for that. And she want her shit done every week. You can't upkeep that. She ain't got nothing to say to you. You see? And that's just like the men. If you don't look a certain type of way, he won't even deal with a certain type of woman. See? They stop looking for the smart, for the smart women, the helpmates. You're not looking for that woman that's gonna hold down the fort with you. Now you're looking for the woman that you could just walk around and show everybody off to. Like she's a possession. Oh, look at my new girl. You know, you sporting her like a fitted cap. We can't treat each other like that, family. We can't keep relating from that space. And this is why we got to have these conversations. We have to. We have to, y'all. This shit got to stop. Because I'm watching these young, I got a lot of young cousins. They do everything for the gram. Everything. Everything. All these young girls do. Take pictures for Instagram. Photoshop, filters. You got 14-year-old girls looking like grown women. See? See this thing that we may think is so small, it goes into a lot of other issues. It goes into a lot of other realms. And we have to understand that. This shit is no joke. And the media plays on this. They play on it. You see? Perfect example. The Nicki Minaj and the Remy Martin beef. See, that was a beef between real versus fake. But you know what the people made it out of? Due to being poisoned by social media? Who's rich and who's broke? You see, that's what we turned this shit into. Who's rich and who's broke? Now, everything that Remy said in the song was true. But you know what people were saying? So what? She got money. It don't matter if her ass popped. It don't matter because she got money. So we have to understand how this is affecting the way we think, the way we see one another, and the way we view each other is going to determine how we deal with each other in relationships. You see? Photoshopped beauty, artificial beauty, selling a false image, false advertisement. People walking around in costume. That's what I call this. I don't want to I don't want to have to deal with my woman, and when we about to do our thing, she taking off a bunch of waist trainers and push-up bras and all this extra shit she done had on just to look nice when we was outside. We walk in the room, she take off her hair, half her damn face. I, that's like that's ridiculous to me. And that turns me off. You might as well show me what you don't like about yourself. And then I'll let you know whether I like it or not. You got a little belly? Show it. I ain't saying walk around with your stomach out, but don't walk around and be wearing some shit that could damn near kill you. Women done died from wearing them waist trainers, trying to cover up their stomach. You know how many women done died from that? Crushed her whole abdomen. Trying to look like you got a body you don't have. You want a better body, work out and eat right. Stop cheating and putting on these devices. Stop wearing these costumes. Because before you get it in, you're gonna have to take it off. So we gonna see if your stomach gonna drop anyway. So you're better off showing it. It's better that we know. Cut the faking and the flogging out. You don't know what that man may like until you tell him. But if you don't give him a decision to choose, then hey. And it goes the same thing for us, family. A lot of y'all ugly dudes be covering up y'all face wearing these $700 shades. You know what I'm saying? Wearing these fronts in your mouth to hide them yellow ass teeth. Because you don't brush your teeth. So you want to put gold in your mouth. Because your mouthpiece look crazy. You want to put chains on your neck to make yourself look more attractive to women. Because you never felt attractive to a woman. We got to cut this shit out. We got to cut this shit out. See, I know a dude who was like that. You know? Hide behind his jewelry and all his fly clothes. And one day a female he dealt with, she came through the block, exposed him. Said his feet was stink, his drawers was dirty, he had on dirty socks, nigga ass was stink. She exposed him. But he was hiding behind them clothes, hiding behind that $500-600 belt, hiding behind them shades and them chains. At the core, you ain't nothing but a filthy person. You just dirty. You see? But see, when we hide behind the filters, we never get to see the real person, and we never get to be ourselves either. See, hiding behind the filters stops growth. You want to sit here and pretend you somebody you not. We got to stop doing that, y'all. Our children is watching. And the first thing we have to do with our children is get them to love themselves. Get them to fall in love with themselves, man. We have to get our children into loving themselves first before they can run around and say they love somebody. Because a lot of times we want people to love us because we don't love ourselves. So we want that outside insurance. But we need to teach our children to love themselves first. Because the way they're socializing our youth now, they're socializing our youth to hate everybody and hate themselves. They're socializing our youth to be destructive, self-destructive. Why you think a lot of our youth commit suicide? You see? Or what about the young girl who got killed in her school? By those girls who jumped her in the bathroom because she was pretty. They used to beat her up every day because she was pretty. And then one day they beat her to death because them girls felt like they was ugly. All the boys liked her. I'm pretty sure they was on social media. You see, this is not a joke. We must teach our children to love themselves. So first, we have to love ourselves. No matter how we look, there's somebody for everybody out there. Love yourself. If you a nerd, love the fact you a nerd. There's people out here who love nerds. Love yourself. Because you can tell when a person don't love themselves. They run around and spread a lot of hate too. We have to stop this, family. We have to. Because this is becoming an epidemic. A lot of our children get killed from social media. And it starts from frivolous arguments. Especially with our young girls, man. Where you think a lot of these fights on social media stem from? It stem from some shit somebody put under a picture. This photoshopped beauty. This fake concept of self. And this stuff is propagated because they promote self-hatred. We got to understand that. The system promotes and pushes out self-hatred. They want you to hate yourself. They want you not to love you. This is why it's so heavy on social media with these young girls fighting. Young girls jumping on other young girls because one got longer hair than them. This is real life, family. These young boys don't even like these girls, man. I hear how these young boys talk. They treat these young girls like they disposable. Use them up, then throw them away. They love dudes more than they love women now. And they're pushing this onto our children. This is why you have a high influx of down low homosexuality between young boys and young girls. Because they keeping them apart through this bullshit that they promoting on social media. It's separating the men from the women. And I kind of touched on that on my stream when I was going into the MGTOW movement. Men going their own way. A movement where men are thinking that they could live this life without women. And they got a female MGTOW too, where they don't need men. All I need you for is what I need you for right now, and then I don't need you no more. This is what the Photoshop shit has created. This is what Instagram has created. You got these dudes flying women in. These dudes is flying women in because they look a certain way. You see? And this is why you have more and more women taking part in this shit. They're taking part in it. They're taking part. They saying, man, Forget this. I'm joining this. This is where the money at. This is where success lies. Being a totally made up person. What is the name of Nicki Minaj fans? The Barbies. And this is what you got all these young girls wanting to be. Barbies. The young girls want to be Barbies and the young boys want to be shooters. This is what you have now. Barbies. Black Barbies. Plastic women. See that? And plastic is what? A recyclable. And this is why you have all these women you see on Love and Hip Hop. They get passed around. They get recycled because you plastic. You plastic. So you get passed around. You get recycled. So we got to understand how important this is, man. Self-love, man. Self-love, man, is the key. Peace to everybody in the chat. Everybody. Peace, Queen Karasi. Peace, Safa. John Doe, peace. Sun Lion, peace. Ebony Knowledge, peace. Taisha Harris, peace. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Y'all can hit the link and join the conversation at any time. But yeah, this is why you see the plastic shit going on. They recycling these women. All the women you see on Love and Hip Hop been passed around in the industry. This is why, if you notice, all of them have some form of body augmentation. They got some type of plastic in them, some type of silicone, something. You see, family, we got to understand what we dealing with in society, man. And see, we really got to pay attention to what they trying and gearing up to have for our youth. See that? See, I don't think we paying attention to what they got in store for our kids, man. They got our kids wrapped up. Our children are in a whole nother world. Today world, family. You better get into your children's world. You better start knowing why these young girls is dressing like bartenders at their 15-year-old birthday party. Her and all her friends look like grown-ass women. What happened to girls looking like little girls? What happened to boys looking like little boys and not little weaklings looking effeminate? What happened? What happened to that? This is why I say, family, we have to stop partaking in this shit. We have to, y'all. Stop partaking in the fake shit. Because we giving our children a blueprint to follow. Like, well, my mother did it, so why can't I do it? My father did it, so why can't I do it? And we have to understand that we adopt our parents' ideologies. That's why a lot of things that I adopted from my parents, I had to begin to challenge as I got older. You know, me and my dad, we sit down and have conversations. And my dad had to tell me one day, yo, man, I'm stuck in a time zone. I said, yeah, you caught in the time machine because you don't understand how society breeds generations. And a lot of our parents don't understand what we went through because of that. Because society doesn't upgrade them. You have to upgrade your own programming in your mind. You see, I wouldn't know how to relate to my son who's in junior high school if I still was caught up on the shit I was raised on. See, we gotta apply it. We gotta apply what we was taught, but we gotta refine it too. It's not so cut and dry. And the reason why we have to upgrade and refine, because the children of today, they're born to ask why. See, when I was growing up, rather, we couldn't ask why. Asking why could get your ass checked or disciplined. But these kids are being born. Why? Why I can't run in the street, Dad? Why the car's gonna hit me, Dad? Why? Why I can't wear that? Why? See, when we was growing up, it was because I said so. But I'm not gonna raise my sons like that because I understand society is different now. See, our parents told us because they said so, because when we got older, we was able to figure things out. See, these kids nowadays, much shit. We got to answer those questions early, or else we may not be able to answer them ever. So definitely, family, shop it. This Photoshop reality, man, is something sick, man. Instagram, all this shit is what gave birth to reality TV. And out of reality TV came Facebook Live, Instagram Live. Why do you think they created all of these apps? So you could feel like you in a goddamn reality show. You on reality TV. And what you see most of these girls on their lives doing, fixing their hair, doing their makeup, kissing in the camera. You see? And now you got young girls doing it. Now you got young girls getting caught up in this lifestyle of fake shit, of pure fake shit. So we got to understand how real it is. We do. How real it is, man. Put the link out there again. If anybody want to come on and render their voice about this topic, you can. This is a very important topic. You know, some people may think it's light, but it's not. You know, the brother Kendrick Lamar, is being alienated at this time. He was alienated because he telling our women that the standard of beauty should be natural. Because see, ladies, y'all set the standard of beauty for y'all daughters. And right now, black women is not the standard of beauty. Not aspiring to look like black women. They're aspiring to look like Kim K. Period. Her lips done. Because of Kendall Jenner. Because of Kylie Jenner. This is why this is something serious. The roles done reversed. Other ethnicities of women come and steal y'all standards of beauty. Us men saying we want our women with 18-inch Peruvian hair. Now he wants you to have Indian hair. Because your hair is not attractive anymore. Let's make your hair attractive again, black woman. Let's do it. Come on, black woman. You have to do this. Because it's black men like me, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. We waiting for our black women to come back to themselves. And weaves off. And take that makeup off. And take them waist trainers off. And take them push-up bras off. We waiting for this. We waiting for that. Because we want to accept you for who you are. Some black men out here that actually want our women to live to their full potential. You don't have to go be a feminist power to express your femininity. Out here, women that allow you to do that. But we want you to do it in a natural way, not superficially. Not saying, oh, I could wear what I want to wear. If I want to wear weave, I should. You can. But guess what? You're going to keep attracting the superficial dude. Because the real dude going to tell you, look, baby, won't you take that off sometimes? That's not attracted to that image. He going to try to wing you off of it eventually anyway. You need to understand, family, that being fake with your image reflects with yourself. So if makeup and all this shit make you look pretty, feel pretty in the morning when you wake up. When you wipe that slob off your mouth, you feel pretty when you got that foundation on your face. And you know what that's starting to make a lot of these younger dudes think? When you have it on. And this is why you have an influx of one-night stands. Dudes ain't staying the night. Dudes ain't staying the night. What I'm spending the night for? I don't want to see you when you wake up in the morning. You might not look that good. You see? Then you wonder why men want hit it and quit it. Because they don't want to see the real you. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Everybody. I'm going to put the link out there one more time. Come on here and render their voice on this topic. They can. If not, in the next few minutes, I'll be closing the show. All right. Like I said, shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate the support. But the Photoshop beauty, man, gotta stop. It gotta stop, y'all. You know, because it's starting to see. I see what it does to the young dudes that I be around at certain times. I see what it does. You wonder why too. There's an influx in men paying for women because of this whole Photoshop Instagram thing. Smart, and has turned Instagram into a business. Now you got women getting paid off of. They done found ways to get paid off of it. They done found ways to let dudes contact them and talk to them. The dudes for a certain amount of money. So a lot of our young women is getting caught up in this. A lot of our young dudes is getting caught up in this. And how to value our women no more. So my closing statement is this. I definitely think and agree with Kendrick Lamar. You know, I hear that we want to see stretch marks. Girls, ladies, women. There's nothing wrong with natural, being natural. Nothing wrong with stretch marks. Nothing wrong with a roll or two. See, that's what I think the problem is too. Our women are not embracing themselves, the essence of who they are. And that's all this brother was saying our women need to do. Who they are and how they truly look. Stop running from yourselves. That's all the brother was saying. So he shouldn't be alienated for doing something that a lot of black women complain that black men are not doing. And that's standing up for y'all. That man is using his platform and he's trying to uplift women. And what he did, he got beat down. He got beat down, y'all. You know, me, I could care less. Because I want to have a daughter one day. And I don't want my daughter to feel like she got to look like a goddamn bartender from goddamn Sue's Rendezvous strip club for a man to like her, for a man to call her pretty, for a man to see her of any value. I don't want my daughter to grow up like that. I don't even want my young cousins to have to feel that way. But I know a lot of them do because I watch how they dress. So family, this is a real thing, man. And ladies, please believe, there's men out here that'll love you for who you are. Filters on. You don't have to put the filters on, ladies. Be who you are and be proud of who you are. And stand on who you are. Because real recognize real. And fake recognize fake. So if you a Photoshop female, you're going to get you a Photoshop dude. And if you a Photoshop dude, you're going to get you a Photoshop woman. So let's cut it all out, family. Let's cut the filters and let's be real with one another. But it first starts with being real with ourselves. And then we could see each other in a different light. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. This is DS1 Ross. Thanks for tuning in to Sheep Stay Sleep Live. I'll be back again tomorrow, family, with another topic. Good night. Y'all all be safe. And peace to y'all.